Welcome back inside the Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, Missouri, the site of the NAIA National Tournament, joined now by Coach Keith Adkins. And Coach, first, congratulations on the win, but let's get the elephant that's in the room out of here. You give up 80 points tonight. I know that's the number you're going to look at, and that's the one that if you lose a little sleep this evening, that may be why. But 80 points, a solid effort from your club, but a good offensive performance for Shreveport.
They're talented. I mean, like I told the guys after the game, they're there for a reason. I mean, they're one of the best 32 teams out there. They're representing the Red River, which is a very good conference, and we got what we expected, and that's an athletic, high-scoring team. They shot it a little bit better than we thought they would. Especially with the layoff. They've had a longer layoff than we did. They lost earlier in the conference tournament than we did, but give them some credit. I thought we did a really good job in a lot of ways, but I think in some ways we still showed a little bit of rust from a 10 or 11 day layoff. But we got that one out of the way. I still contend every time we come out here, everybody that wins a first round game has a chance to win this thing, and we're among those 16 teams that are going to be left.
Well, you talk about the rust. Is there a point there in the first 5-10 minutes where you just want your guys to get back in and knock off that rust and just keep it close, or do you how does that work?
Well, I thought we had a chance in the first half to stretch it out a little bit, and we let that slip by. They actually came back and took the lead. In the second half, we're up 17 or 18. Give up a wide open three to a guy who's hit 3 or 4 threes, and then just let them creep back in it slowly but surely. And that's the disappointing part. More than anything, even more than the points that we gave up, is the way we handled the late game situation. We just weren't good in late game. Missed defensive assignments. We had guys didn't even know who they were guarding the last 2 or 3 minutes in a 3-possession game. Things that just can't happen. And once again, I think those are things that we just lost somewhere in the shuffle, not having any games for a 2-week period. And I think we're over the hump. I think we got that first one out of the way, and I think you'll see us perform a lot better in a lot of ways tomorrow night.
Well, the zone they used there in the latter stages of the first half give you guys a little bit of problem. It looked like you made a few adjustments, or at least cleared some things up at halftime. DeMontre Harris and Eric Gaines played huge roles early in that second half. What was the thought process attacking that zone there?
Well, I think that, they looked at us with Elliott out there, with Darius out there, with Devon out there, especially the way Devon started the game shooting the basketball. I think they looked at us and really thought they had to get to the perimeter. And then, they left a guy down on the block for Trey. And the middle's wide open. We said we're going to be able to. Eric's going to have to finish, and Eric's going to have to make a few free throws here. He ended up doing that. And then all of a sudden, the second half, they made the adjustment, started bringing that guy back up off the block to take Eric Pennycott, and that left Trey wide open for some lobs and some really easy finishes.
I thought Eric played outstanding most of the night, Coach. Finished with 18 points, 11 rebounds, another double-double, 5 assists in the basketball game. Talk a little bit about your senior. You've mentioned a few times his will to win, and I thought that was clearly evident in the second half.
He's a competitor, loves to win. He's a competitor. He is what he is. We got exactly out of him what we thought we would. He's not the most fluid, skilled player in the world, but he's pure energy and he's pure heart. And he's a guy that, when you come out there, we expect a double-double. We expect the free throw shooting to be, for it to come and go, and it did. It came and went. But you're going to get a competitive effort. And the best thing about Eric is when we go with certain lineups, he can guard absolutely anybody. He can guard anybody on the floor, 1 through 5, and that really changes things on what we're able to do on the defensive end.
You mentioned Eric's free throws coming go 2 of 7 in the first half. He finished, however, in the second half, 4 of 6 from the line. So that's case in point. But as a team, 72% in the second half, 18 of 25, not a bad number.
No, not a bad number at all. And as long as we're hitting down the stretch, you'll hear coaches say all the time, it's not necessarily how many you make or what your percentage is. It's when you make them. Are you able to make them when it counts? And we were able to do that, especially a guy like Eric, who I think they started hacking him there with about 4 or 5 minutes left. and he's our best defender. He handles it well, he passes it well, he finishes at the rim. So we just kind of bit the bullet and said we're going to leave him in there, give him a chance, and he stepped up big for us.
You guys have a quick turnaround back on the floor tomorrow night, 9:45. You take on the winner of this Westmont and Lewis Clark State ball game. Walk me through, the fans through, those listening, the next 26 hours or so for the Tiger basketball program.
Number one, rest. We've got to get a lot of fluids in us. We've got a couple guys getting a few cramps here and there. So really get some fluids in us and rest. We have a shoot-around time tomorrow. We'll kind of watch this game and decide if we need to go use that. The way we shot it, look at that, the big thing here on this stat sheet also, Matt, 7 turnovers. So the way we handled it and the way we shot it, I don't know that we need that shoot-around tomorrow unless there's some things we need to walk through. It'll be basically watching this one, figure out who we play, and I told the guys, I've said this a lot in the last couple of weeks, this time of year it comes down to taking what we do best against what somebody else does best and who performs on that night. And who plays well tomorrow night is going to win. I don't think it comes down to they have bad matchups, we have bad matchups, we got to make this change, they got to make that change. Who plays well? And who can recover in the next 24 hours.
It's been a few years since you got one of these in this national tournament. This one's still pretty good?
Two first-round L's in a row. Yeah, this feels really good. They're going to stay out here another day, and let's face it. I'm going to be honest with you, and I never make predictions we're going to win this thing or anything like that. But we came out here to do that.